More Pleasant return to the top of the table. Portmore keep up chase, and there's a hat-trick in the jungle. But we start one place and one place only at match week 15, and that's with a return of JPL to Catherine Hall. This is match week 15 review show. Dear people, welcome back to JPL Fun, and we're looking at match week 15 results and action this week. And be honest, not much goals except in two places really. Lots of 0-0s there. But we'll go straight into it to what arguably was the best game of the weekend in terms of neutral, and that's at Catherine Hall, where Montego Bay United was hosting Waterhouse. Now, this game I was looking forward to. It's good to see football being played at Catherine Hall again. And what was supposed to be a double header, but Arnett dropped out to host their match, still produced a good game. It's a game that really shows that both teams' inconsistencies, as both teams had good moments back and forth in this game, and hence why a score of 2-2 was probably just. But what exactly happened in the game? As I stated, right off the bat, Waterhouse started off the game as a better team, producing some good chances, but is missing the net. And then towards the middle part of the first half, Montego Bay found in footing and start control the game a bit and start creating chances of their own. Newcomer Owen Garden, or returnee Owen Garden, was a menace to Waterhouse and continuously kept the backline on their feet, especially with some good interplay with Brian Brown. But he was found his chances going away, and then Waterhouse found himself back into the game through their own top player of the night, Mitchell, on the left wing, that gave one of the Welton brothers havoc all night in right back. But the game really changed out of nowhere really in the first half, when out of nowhere, Javian Bryant found himself completely free in the 6-yard box. I have no idea what Welton left back was doing, and power header pass Vere in the goal for Montego Bay United to give Waterhouse a 1-goal lead. And from there, their dominance continued for the entire half. They were picking some passes, and Fletcher got a great opportunity to double up, and someone missed it. So that's how the first half went. The second half started out basically the same as how the first half ended, with Waterhouse controlling most of the proceedings and got the just desserts for the second goal of a corner, where this time Mitchell, who was playing a great game, got his deserved goal after a mistake by Vere. It was a big keeper error, but 2-0 was it, and after that it was straight cruise control for Waterhouse at that point. It seemed like there was no way back for Montego Bay. They made a raft of changes at halftime for Spurs something, but nothing was clicking for them. All of a sudden, Owen Garden not getting the ball. The midfield was just losing possession, and it seemed that the defenders were just kicking the ball away instead of trying to hold possession. But everything changes, as they often say, 2-love in football is a dangerous score. It all changed with a free kick. It was by their number 10, Vere, took into the box, and the ball bubbled around and found his way to Correa, who snatched it home to give them a lifeline. At that point, it was 2-1, and the place was rocking, and it seemed that the Montego Bay United players fed off their home crowd, and all of a sudden, they picked up the tempo. Ball play upon the carpet, some great one-touches around the box, and they were opening up Waterhouse time after time. And they got deserved equalizer after a good setup upon the right side for Montego Bay to float it all the way to Owen Garden, who takes a nice touch, calm touch in the box and finish off with a powerful left foot strike. It was 2-2. The crowd was going wild and the place was literally shaking. It was a momentous moment for the home crowds who have not seen football in Catherine Hall for a while. And at this point, it was honestly game on, as Montego Bay sought after a third, while Waterhouse tried to keep into the game, trying to not give up that third goal, and then got a one chance for themselves towards the end and could not finish a snatch a surprise win. But it was a fun game in the rain, one of the better matches of the season, and the game ended 2-2 in the end. So let's look at the stats for this one. So for home team Montego Bay United, there are 6 total shots in the entire game compared to 16 by Waterhouse. A good decent away performance that was. 4 shots on target by Mobedo compared to 6 by Waterhouse. 4 corners for Mobedo compared to 5 for Waterhouse. 2 yellow cards for Waterhouse compared to 1 for Montego Bay United. Yes, so based on that stats and the fact that they were leading by 2-0, Fuzzy Gale must be thinking that his team threw away absolutely 2 points, and it honestly seemed like that. But again, it just shows how inconsistent this team. I've been saying it all day. This team just needs some consistency to go forward, to really propel them. When they do play football, when they really settle down and play some football, it is beautiful to watch. But apart from that, it just doesn't last throughout a 90 minutes match. Montego Bay United, though, was coming after a back-to-back wins for the first time this season, was surprisingly flat coming out in the first half, and apart from Wayne Garden, it wasn't much going forward against their number 10 Vere. Didn't look that threatening on the ball, but his set pieces was also hit and miss, but they still got chance to carve out from them. But a point it is, they remain undefeated in 3, and hopefully something they can build on. They now have depth in the team. As you can see from these subs at the second half, I seem to help them. But Garden is definitely the man of match here. He was a menace all game and he powered them through, honestly. Again, a very good match in the rain. It ended 2-2. Okay, we're going to the earliest game of the round, and that was Limehall hosting Portmore Jocks Hall. Limehall, as we've been saying, they desperately need a victory as they have not won yet all season. But there's hope. They did bring some attacking options in the transfer market, so let's see how they did help them against what a sturdier defense in Portmore United. Portmore, who felt that they dropped points themselves against Mount Pleasant in the midweek, will hope to get on good track again, winning momentum against a struggling Limehall. For Portmore, it was surprising to see no Alex Marshall once again, as well as Rudolph Austin starting on the bench. So how did this game play out? Well, this is actually one of Limehall's. Well, it was an interesting game in the first half. Limehall honestly did not come to roll over in this one, and they put up a decent fight. But Portmore's issue of lack of goal scoring was all to be seen here in the first half, as it's shown in their game against Mount Pleasant. They got chance after chance to carve up a goal in the first half and miss and fluff their lines. While Limehall also got a decent chance of their own. The ball spurred in the box, and for some reason their number 9 spurred it over the bar after an outstretched foot. Limehall honestly had, I think, probably one of the best half of football all season. But it was just not enough. Portmore just got chance of a chance to get the go-ahead goal, but they fluffed their lines. But all things changed in the second half. Right? Rudolph came on halftime, and it seemed that it calmed down the youngsters in the attack, and the football was more being played properly, and there were more chances being going on target. In fact, it was they hold possession so well and carve up so much chances. I don't even remember Limehall having a shot in anger in the second half. It was all Portmore, and they got the go-ahead goal finally through Walsh before they got another one from the youngster in the second half. So it was 2-0. It ended on an important win, a difficult win in the end for Portmore. So what does the stats say? Okay. Overall, Limehall had 10 total shots compared to 18 from Portmore. I can tell you, it felt like half of those were from the first half alone. Limehall also had 4 shots on target compared to Portmore 5. Yeah, it felt Limehall had a bit more fight in the first half and did well, honestly, but this could not again score, which is what they've been troubling all season, and they need to show up that schoolboy errors in the defense. But again, they did some work in the transfer market. It didn't come to fruition yet, but maybe they need more again. They need wins, they need goals. As for Portmore, the youngsters did well, but Rudolph Austin showed how invaluable experience can be, as I thought he changed the game for the better for them coming on in second half. So again, it finished Limehall 0, Portmore United 2. We go on to the other Jocks Hall team. The defending champions, Mount Pleasant, was hosting the other new boys in Treasure Beach. Treasure Beach has gone 7 games, no win, no goals, and we're desperate for something in this one. Mount Pleasant have been playing decently, but this cannot be really finding the goals of late. But they did sneak out of Portmore with an important point, and will look to this game to get a good win to carry them back to the top of the table. So how did it went? Well, can I say this game was practically a bit over from the 3rd minute, as Sue McCullough got a sneak in at the front post off a corner to fire Mount Pleasant into the lead. It's a goal that was much needed. I think it calmed Mount Pleasant down so they can play some football, and that's what exactly they did, as they passed the ball around neatly and covered up many chances. But their Achilles heel of finishing comes up again. Bradford was starting his first match. He himself got 3 glorious chances that he just somehow missed. While Treasure Beach well, hang about a bit and try their best to counter, but they found themselves just lacking in firepower. The same issue they've been having in this sorry run of games. So second half saw more action from Mount Pleasant as they dominated, so much so that it saw that Treasure Beach Brian got a second yellow card and got his marching orders. But Mount Pleasant still couldn't finish him off. I almost caught them. Salman got a one-on-one for Treasure Beach and somehow did not even get the keeper to work and missed a glorious chance for Treasure Beach to not only get a point, but the first goal in 8 games. From there, Mount Pleasant again saw the game attacking. Just couldn't find a second goal to make this game wrap up. But in the end, it finishes 1-0. All the stats like. Okay, so Mount Pleasant had 12 total shots in the entire game compared to only 3 from Treasure Beach. But here's the real kicker again for Mount Pleasant. Only 3 of those 12 were on target. While lucky for them, Treasure Beach was being so anemic in front of goal, had 0 shots on target. 8 corners to Mount Pleasant compared to 1 from Treasure Beach. 1 yellow card for Mount Pleasant compared to 5 from Treasure Beach as they struggled to keep up with the midfield tick-a-tacker from Mount Pleasant, and they also of course picked up 1 red card. So yeah, this stat says it all. Mount Pleasant need to work on the finishing, while Treasure Beach just need attackers. I think they need to find some strong attackers in this transfer market. I have no idea how their goals are dried up this much. As you remember, Treasure Beach at the start of the season, they had no problem scoring. So now they're just having it difficult at all to score. 8 games without a goal is absolutely embarrassing. But again, it finished Mount Pleasant 1, Treasure Beach 0. We're going to go on to the Lions of Clarendon. Humber Lion was hosting Dunbeholden, who is going to be familiar with Lenny Hyde, of course, here in Clarendon. This game, though, had 0-0 written all over it, as Humber Lion has not been really clicking yet under the new Reynolds project, but that will take time. While Dunbeholden also plays some good possession football, but lack the firepower as of late. They're the only team in the top 6, Dunbeholden, that have a negative goal difference, and that's mostly because they're just not scoring. So 0-0 was probably on the cards, and if you're a betting man and you chose that score, you would have made some money. Like, that's exactly how it ended, 0-0. Dunbeholden dominated the game as expected, really. Dominated with possession and shots, but have nobody to put the ball in the back of the net, it seems. While Humber Lion did what they did in the last game, kept a good shape, did enough to propel Dunbeholden from mostly far range shots, and did no 1 and 2 counter, but this didn't get their goal out of it. So again, I finished anemic 0-0. Just look at the stats. Humber Lion only had 3 shots in total entire game at home, which is poor, while Dunbeholden had 13 shots overall. But here's the difference. Out of those 3 shots, they had 1 on target, while Dunbeholden somehow managed to miss all 13 shots on goal. Crazy. In terms of corners, Dunbeholden had 7 to Humber Lion 1 to back up their dominance, but they still couldn't find nothing from set piece either. So yeah, again, a dull game. No, not much right here. The same problems for both teams continue. Dunbeholden especially. I hear Lenny Hyde said last week he's more worried about the defense than the attack. I am so surprised he's saying that, because with all the good possession football they play, they're not scoring. So it's interesting to see what, if any, more work they do with the transfer market, if it's going to be in the defense or the attack. While Humber Lion, I guess they're just trucking along, keeping what the project, the long-term project with Reynolds and team is. So I guess no worries here. As long as they stay out of relegation, and if they somehow manage to reach top 6, that would be a bonus. So they're more working on their long-term play, and I guess they'll be okay with the point here. So again, it finished Humber Lion 0, Dunbeholden 0. Okay, let's go over some Monday games. You're talking about 0-0s. Well, we have another one for you here with Tivoli versus Cavalier. This was going to be one of the games of the round, most people were thinking, as Cavalier were on some great form as of late, while Tivoli is a good team, but it's not playing well. So how this one turned out? Of course it ended 0-0. Both teams could not find a way past each other. No surprise, a clean sheet from Cavalier as they've been doing. That's now their 5th in 6 matches. While Tivoli, again, not playing well at all in their last 3 games, and now all of a sudden finding goals to score. Justin Dunn goals have dried up. It seems nobody else is really taking on the mantle. So again, no surprise, 0-0. But it wasn't as dull as the Humber Lion Dunbeholden game. Both teams gave some effort. They did spray some shots at each other, but nobody hit the target well enough. So let's look at the stats. Tivoli had 14 total shots overall compared to Cavalier's 12. Tivoli also have 7 shots on target compared to Cavalier 4. 5 corners to 6. So again, pretty even match. And it's a match that saw both teams going at it. But troubles in front, it seemed the issue. Cavalier again was without Shamar Nicholson, their best attacker, who seemed to be somewhere in Europe on trial. While Tivoli, as I said, they really has not been in good form, despite picking up a 1 or 2 win here and there. But their performances over the last 5 games has not been good. So again, they avoid defeat, which is not bad. But I feel at a point here, while Vere, I don't think nobody went home happy. So again, they finished Tivoli 0, Cavalier 0. Then in the Anthony Spalding complex, the Junglists Arnett, who fought to have their game rescheduled here at home against Milan instead of going to Montego Bay, probably did the right thing, as they got a hat-trick from Fabian Reed to power them to a 4-1 victory over Milan. In this one, the first half was a much tighter game than the scoreline would suggest, as Arnett did get an early goal from Fabian Reed, but Milan did well enough to keep in the game, kept up the attack, and then got an equalizer right before the half from Jason Wright. So they went to the half 1-1, but second half it was all Arnett. Milan could not keep up, as Fabian Reed again got one right out of the gate before Shea Smith got a third, and then of course the night was capped off, and the hat-trick was capped off by again Fabian Reed in the 90th minute. This game was a game of 2 halves somewhat, as Milan did well to keep up in the first half, but completely got obliterated in the second half. And they stepped up the tempo and just kept pushing and was relentless in their attack and got their just victory. It was a good performance for Arnett. This is more of what I think they should be playing, with the difference being in this game compared to the last 2, that there was more width on offer, and it seemed to help free up Fabian Reed in the middle. But Milan again played decent, they've been pulling off some decent performances, but I guess it's just the quality overall will keep them out in a full 90-minute game. But another important win for Arnett to keep pace with the top 3, while Milan is thanking their lucky stars that Treasure Beach and Lyman are so poor that despite they're not picking up points, they're still out of the relegation zone. Again, they finished Arnett Gardens 4, Milan United 1. Now to the final game of the week, we're going to touch on Harbour View as they played against Vere at the Ashenine Stadium JC. This game is a game where both teams probably were really looking forward to as a chance to get a win under their belt. Both teams have not been particularly playing well, and both teams will hope that their inconsistent form will drag them back to the relegation battle. Harbour View especially was very close to there, but got some important wins recently and played well against Cavalier last time out to have some hope. But Vere, on the other hand, is in a dreadful run of inconsistency, and would hope that this is the game that they get them back and winning ways. How this one turned out? It was a boring 0-0, people. I saw this one live, and honestly, it was not much right about in this game. The first half especially had nothing in it. Basically, just 1 and 2 shots from far by Harbour View, even though I think in the first half, Vere played a little better football than Harbour View, and I realized they were much more physical in their attacks that showed off Harbour View off them game. But possession from both teams was severely lacking throughout this game, and build-up play continuously broke down as they got to each other box. So not much right about at all on the attacking end. Of course, Harbour View was without Bradford for this one, and all eyes was on Andre Fagan, but while he was busy, he didn't get much going. While Vere, they looked to, of course, to Bushy Beckford, who I must admit did his best, and he got 1 and 2 shots off, but he could just not find the back of the net. They did get a glorious charge, Harbour View, in the second half, but for some way, they missed the target right in front of goal, and I could not believe, me and the crowd could not believe our eyes how he missed that one. While Vere themselves did well keeping the game, and also felt unlucky when they got a header in the box and hit the crossbar to almost sneak a win. So yeah, a 0-0 would deserve honestly in this game. Nothing from attackers from both teams, and the fans really went home wishing them probably could get their money back on this one. A boring game and deserves a boring result. 0-0 it ended. So yeah, people, that was match week 15. Lots of 0-0s for the neutrals. You never really want to see that. So where does that leave us for the table? Well, as I said before, Mo Players returned back to the top of the table on 32 points. They are being chased by Portmore United that has 31 points. Cavalier is still in the mix in third on 31 points as well, while Arnett is back in the game into fourth with 30 points. Tivoli, despite their poor form, is still in the mix. They're in fifth with 28 points. Then a decent drop off into sixth, Dunbeholden, that has 22 goals but a negative +3 goal difference. They're showing in their problems. Waterhouse inconsistency, of course, kept them right dab in the middle in 7th, while Montego Bay United up to 8th with 19 points and eyeing that Dunbeholden spot in 6th, I'm surely. Vere is still hanging around, they have 19 points. Hamline is in 18 and perhaps want 2 more victories to at least secure no fears of relegation, while Harbour View is in 11th with 16 points, which their recent run of form of get them out of relegation, and they also would want 2 wins to make sure they don't go back there. Malines is stuck in 12th with 11 points. Good performances, but it's not the results. While Chesapeake is one of the most bizarre cases I've seen in the league in a long time. They just cannot score for save their life. 8 games goalless. They're stuck in 13th with 7. While poor Limehall, just like we see, we're going to say this every week, they're in 14th with 4 points and no wins. I don't recall any team going entire JPL season without a victory. So this will be an unwanted history making for Limehall this season. But anyway, that is all it ends here in match week 15. No midweek matches this time. The league returns on the weekend again. We'll be there, of course. And again, big up to all of you who are tuning in to JPL Fun. Not only for the weekly review show, but all of you guys who have been preying our first JPL Legends episode on Jermaine Tuffy Anderson and leaving kind words. It means a lot. We will have more of those episodes eventually roll out, as well as more review show going forward. So stick around, like, subscribe, and follow for all things Jamaican Premier League right here at JPL Fan. Big up again, YouTube.